Can you name the 5 NBA players averaging at least 15 points and 12 rebounds per game this season? You could probably guess the likes of Giannis, Nikola Jokic, Karl Anthony Towns, and Domantas Sabonis, though the fifth member is Ivica Zubac. The soon-to-be 28-year-old is having a career year in his ninth NBA season and has been impacting winning for the Clippers on both ends of the floor. I'm going to take a deeper dive into Zubac's game to show how he's been making a huge impact for a Clippers team in the thick of the Western Conference playoff push. Over the last few seasons, most of Zubac's offensive production came from cutting, rolling to the basket, and cleaning up on the offensive glass. Though this year, the 9-year vet has been very frequently used on post-ups. He leads the league with nearly 29% of his offensive possessions coming out of the post, and has been efficient when doing so, though he can get these shots in a variety of ways. Here off the Knicks' miss, the Clippers get the rebound. Now when James Harden has the ball, look who is the one teammate running in front of him. Zubac. This is notable, as Karl Anthony Towns is the Nick behind them trailing the play. As Harden crosses half court, you can see the center ran with purpose into the paint, and a shorter defender in OG Anunoby had to switch onto him. Zoo works to get deeper positioning, and with the pass Harden through, he can immediately go right up and get into a layup with his left hand that he converts. This starts with Bogdan Bogdanovic handling the ball as the Clippers have two players on the wings, and Nick Batum in the right corner as Zubac is against Mason Plumlee around the left elbow. As Bogdanovic passes it to the left wing, Batum works towards the left slot, and you can see the beginning of an advantage. With Batum's defender following him, this would leave little resistance in the paint against the veteran center, who is sealing off his defender. Not surprisingly, Batum gets the ball and passes it in immediately, where Zubac catches it in stride and faces little resistance on the dunk. The ninth-year center in particular has been having a lot of success scoring out of the post on hook shots. Zubac has converted 59% of his shot attempts the NBA has charted as hooks so far this season. He's displayed the touch to do this previously, but is maintaining the efficiency on a higher volume. Possibly not a coincidence, is this is also the season where the center has taken his highest percentage of shots, 3 to 10 feet from the basket. On top of that, he's also shown some flashes of passing out of the post as well. Another huge factor in Zubac's success is the connection he has with James Harden. Harden's ability to create shots for bigs out of pick and roll or isolation has gotten a lot of guys paid in their careers. Now Zubac is reaping the benefits. In fact, the Harden to Zubac tandem is the combo that has led directly to the most baskets so far this season. Here Zubac gets the ball to Harden before setting a screen. As he rolls, you can see that both Taurean Prince and Giannis are on the ball, and Brook Lopez is on Kawhi Leonard. So the only obstacle here would be Gary Trent Jr., who is rotating to help. Though Harden takes care of that. He takes one quick look at Norman Powell on the perimeter, which makes Trent try going back to his initial assignment. It looks easier than it is, but Harden manipulated the defender, and the result is now a wide-open dunk. The Harden to Zubac tandem is also incredibly dangerous when the big man is cutting. This starts with the center getting the ball on the perimeter, and Harden is over towards the right corner, though he works his way over to receive the dribble handoff. While a lot of bigs would follow the handoff by setting a screen on the defender chasing the ball, that isn't the case in this instance, as Zubac immediately slips towards the basket. This puts Thomas Bryant, who is initially Zubac's defender, in an incredibly tough spot. If he drops back too far, Harden's going to take the open floater, and if Benedict Mathurin rotates too deep into the paint to help, then Harden could kick it out for an open three in the corner. Zubac's slip here made a huge difference and resulted in an easy dunk off the lob. Harden gets the ball here around 30 feet from the basket as Zoo comes down to set a screen, though as he rolls, both Harden's initial defender and the screener's defender stick with him. This could lead to another potential advantage. Harden makes the pass between the two defenders to Zubac, but he makes an impressive catch here. This is an aspect of Zubac's game that might not look like much, but not every 7-footer has the ability to snag that pass in stride with their offhand, though he does, and as a result, spins right into an open dunk. After being a middle-of-the-pack defensive team the previous 2 seasons, the Clippers have drastically improved on that end of the floor this year, as they're currently 4th in defensive rating. While the team added some defensive-minded players this previous offseason, Zubac has been a big factor in this, and he's actually been valuable on this side of the floor for a decent stretch now. Some of this can be seen in the notable metric EPM, where he ranks in the 98th percentile on that end of the floor, though some of what Zubac does will come through plays that don't always show up in the box score. Cade Cunningham is in pick and roll here with Zoo in the paint defending Jalen Duren, who is the screener. Cade goes away from the screen, and you can see Chris Dunn work his way back to Cunningham while Zubac backpedals. However, shortly after, Dunn passes the Cunningham assignment onto Zubac. Cade tries taking him on, but Zubac stays down and contests the tough attempt with verticality and alters the shot. Here's another instance where this time Giannis is operating out of pick and roll. As Giannis uses the screen, Zubac is in the daunting position where he now has to face the man known as the Greek Freak going downhill, though he does a nice job of sticking with him here, as Giannis is unable to create separation, and Zubac once again gets his arm up to this time contest an off-balance layup attempt. This gets us to another point, which is that Zubac is much more nimble than people realize. Whether it's rotating to alter driving lanes or sticking with players off switches to alter shots, his movement is an unsung part of his defensive ability. Here the Raptors run a few handoffs before RJ Barrett gets in the pick and roll, as Zubac is guarding Jakob Poeltl. Though as Barrett uses the screen to start working downhill, Zubac is focused on the ball, and Bruce Brown is cutting towards the basket from the right corner. Barrett passes it to the cutter, and on the surface, this looks like an easy layup, though Zubac had other ideas, as he quickly recovers and blocks the reverse layup. So what's helped lead to this breakout season from Zubac? Offensively, he's getting more touches, where in particular he's getting more work out of the post. The ninth-year player was already very good at cutting and rolling to the basket. Now it's even more evident in his first full season getting to play along with a player such as James Harden. On the defensive end, some of these skills had been on display previously, but now he's surrounded by personnel that can truly let him be an anchor in the paint and showcase his skills. His movement ability will also be very valuable come playoff time, where opponents will be trying to hunt mismatches on potential switches. Zubac had steadily been making improvements to his game throughout the years, and now it's truly coming to fruition. Though it wouldn't be stunning that even after reaching this level, if the best we see from Zubac was still yet to come.
If you made it this far, thank you. And if you enjoyed the video, don't hesitate to like and subscribe to stay up to date on my basketball analysis throughout the 2024-25 season.